Namaste. 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 What's up? Peace and blessings to everyone on this day of Jupiter. Um, what's going on, people? Namaste, namastizzle, peace and blessings, greetings, shalom, waza. Magick La Croix here. Hopefully, y'all are having the best day. Don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe as you enter. Come in, kick your feet up, light some incense, whatever your little twist is, do that. Let's go. Let's see who's in the chat real quick. Wait for a couple people to come in. I was gonna say the weather here in Texas has gotten so much better. Even though I'm ready for winter, seemed like it came just a little too bit too fast. You know what I mean? I was in the 30s last night, so it was pretty cold. Today it's right around 61 degrees. And if you know anything about Texas, then that is a pretty nice day. So um, Halloween or Samhain, it's fantastic. You know, got those rituals in, and then the next day, the Day of the Dead, got those rituals in, and like I said, that constantly doing magic rituals and spells and manifestations keep you spiritually active. Put it that way. Keep you vibrating high. See what I'm saying? Um, what's second in here? Let's see who we got in here. Is anyone here yet? Let us see. What's up, Nay the Great? What's going on? How are you today on this day of Jupiter? Jupiter Day. If you are going to do any rituals today, um, try and do it. You can do it in the Jupiter hour, but it's even better if you do it in the sun hour. See, the sun hour during the Jupiter day manifests quickly. What's up, Sasha Fox? How was your day? Um, Yesterday again was the Day of the Dead, the Mexican holiday, or I should say, it originates in Mexico. Um, that's when they honor their ancestors. You know, those who they celebrate those who have transitioned by giving offerings, doing rituals, um, and praying for continued guidance and protection. See what I'm saying? Well, let's get into it. It was okay. Okay, that's better than it was bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing a lot of people saying how the energy is on the planet is, but y'all got to understand something. The energy's been like that. You know, if you are truly empathic and you can feel energy, it's been that way. It's been low vibrating for years. You see what I mean? And what happened 3 years ago just made it that much worse. The energy now is, you got to think, you got all these sick people walking around, right? Those who have no knowledge of self, no knowledge of anything, and just living and working to survive, you know, that puts out and transmits a certain frequency. Okay. So, like I said, if you're truly empathic, you will pick up on that. I'm doing good. I am doing great. You know, But I make sure that I always am. You know what I mean? As much as I talk about certain stuff, all right, and much as you hear in the occult community about, let's say, shadow work. I had a guy come to me. Um, when I say learn to discern, because you will hear certain phrases, certain words repeated constantly, like the energy this, or just recognize, learn to recognize patterns. Okay. So this guy came to me and he said, Magic, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on with this. This girl came to me. She was a former client of his, right? And she said something to him, something that happened in their past about 4 or 5 years ago. And he was surprised because he'd forgotten about the event. He had, you know, forgiven her or whatever, and he moved on from it. But apparently she didn't. 4 years later, she brings up what was bothering her, right? 4 years later, everybody who was involved in this incident between these two individuals had forgotten about everything, had moved on, except her. Okay. And I know that that woman was, for lack of a better word, dabbling in shadow work. All right. So he was like, why would she do that? I mean, it was a small little event, there was some tension, but we all moved on from it. Why would she bring this up 4, 5 years later? Why was she hurting like that? Why would that? This is the perfect example of the danger of shadow work. That is a perfect example. She was doing shadow work, and that suppressed emotions came up. So she had to speak on it. They talked it out, they cried and everything, and now they're good. But when you hear people talk about you need to do shadow work, you need to do shadow work, there's people who just constantly repeat everything they hear. They regurgitate what they hear in the occult community. Okay. True shadow work is not pleasant. You've heard me say this before. It's not pleasant. It will bring up stuff that you thought you had gotten over, that you thought that you have buried deep in your subconscious. No, it will bring up stuff. The example I gave y'all before, if you never heard me say it before, I was listening to a song called Let Me Show You the Way to Go. It came out in the 70s, right? So I was just listening to the song and I was walking around and then tears just started coming out my eyes because it reminded me of a time in my life when I was a child and life was still ahead of me. You know what I mean? It was still an innocent time for me. So at that time, I know I was doing the Toltec mask ritual, which, by the way, nobody still has gotten back to me about doing that. So I'm assuming nobody has done it. So be it. You know what I mean? But anyway, my point is shadow work is necessary, even though it's unpleasant. Okay. You will hear in the occult community people talking that all the time. Do not take shadow work lightly. Don't. Please don't. It will have you all in your feelings. Trust me on this. What's up, Jamie Haynes? Yes, shadow work can bring up things. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so with that being said, let's go to the master teacher, Bobby. So a clip I want to show y'all.
$800 for him. And we did a big memorial last Sunday, down in Atlanta, around 3 o'clock. And he had maybe about 25, 30 students that came out. and we just sat around and talked, sat around and talked, and did a major memorial, but we forgot the Old English. You see what I'm saying? So we got the Moorish calendar because he was a master Moor, and he was a part of a Moorish crew out of Ohio, which is a real long-standing tradition of the whole Moorish thing. You see what I'm saying? So when I pour him some Old English, and then the brother Panic let us know that he was talking to the brother Tefiru or Tef, who used to lecture here in Atlanta. I mean here in New York. And Tef said it's interesting because the Old English, the 800 is when the Moors actually took over Europe. You see, they invaded in the 700, late 700, but it was actually the 800 was one of those key dates. And it's interesting because C. Freeman L., when we got in touch with him, he said it was quintessential that I had to leave on the 8th. Now, we in the place and we going through all this stuff, and I said, I forgot the 800, Old English 800, and when I stepped to go sit down, he whispered in my ear and said, no, that's not one of the reasons why I was drinking it. I was drinking it also because of the burgundy in it matched the burgundy fez that the Moorish brothers, you see what I'm saying, the Moorish brothers wear. So now, you say, well, what does this got to do with knowledge or whatever? You got to go back and look at your martial arts flicks. It is always, the master is never going to come, you see what I'm saying, looking a certain way. A lot of times, the highest masters, they're going to come as a drunken master. They're going to come like Yoda, living in a shithole eating stew. You see what I'm saying? So this is the key on our perception. They said that the neophyte always looks at the apparent, what appears to be. And he's always fooled and can never really pick up things because he never know the master. You remember the story, is the great story that comes out of India about the guy goes to find God, and he goes to find God for 100 years down this long journey, couldn't find God, goes to find another 100 years and couldn't find God, goes to try to find God the 300 years and couldn't find God, but only thing he found on the side of the road was a doggone prostitute. And he says he was getting ready to start his journey for another set of 100 years for on his journey for the 400 years, and he went up to the prostitute and said, can you tell me how to find God? Because you're the only thing I've seen. And the prostitute said, I'm God. He said, but you're a prostitute. He was like, no, this is the way it is. You see? And all that's in the universe, so you can't exclude anything. You said you can't exclude anything. So, and it's interesting how people are stuck in religion. One of the Hebrew brothers heard this and he thought it was one of the most awful things he ever heard.
It was still going. So did y'all hear what he said about that? He says that the master, he said, he said, you got to go back and watch the old martial art flicks. The master, there's a certain way that they honored their masters. The master teachers had an altar. If you watch the old Kung Fu flick, they had an altar for him all the time. He was often silver hair or silver, salt and pepper. The masters always came as older, wise people. Yoda, he mentioned Yoda too. You see what I'm saying? Azazel, I consider him a master. And, he didn't have a lot of followers. You see what I'm saying? That's a perfect example, because at his ceremony for his transition, I think I heard there were all of five people there. See what I'm saying? So listen to everybody that you can get wisdom from, get from them. One of them, more than likely, is the master that you see. Remember the story of the last dragon. He was searching for the master. I can't reach that level. I can't reach that level. I can't reach that level. And as he was being drowned, then he realized, I'm the master. See what I'm saying? What's going on, Tosh? I shared the info you told us yesterday in the live, but one of my friends doesn't believe Halloween is an astrological event. He said it's a random and a man-made holiday. Okay, that is his right to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Question everybody, question everything. My thing is do the research. Okay? Do the research. Verify the things that I say. I say, don't believe nothing I say. Do your own research. Matter of fact, I stress it all the time. Okay. So, one thing I don't do is argue with people, nor do I try to prove my point anymore. It's pointless. Pardon the pun. It is pointless trying to point, especially when someone's coming from their emotions and not thinking logically and objectively. Okay. Oh, yeah. Rest in peace, Brother Panic. For those of you who are unaware, um, I got the news this morning that Brother Panic had made the transition. His lady, I think her name's Khadija, she made a video sharing the news with people. And I think just about an hour ago, Brother Rich was he also did a video, they speaking about his transition, so a lot of people a lot of people followed him. I did know him um before he blew up, the got as big as he did. Matter of fact, when me and him was bonding, then he had just started making the panic packs. You know what I'm saying? So he did do a lot for the community. Like I said, I mean, I didn't rock with him like that, but that doesn't mean that I don't respect him. So a moment of silence for Brother Panic. All right. Like I said, the thing that I like is that he did get his flowers while he was here. I have no information on what happened to him. I know he was young, um, and I know as much as any of you know. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. I wasn't in his circle. I know people who actually traveled to go to his lectures. I know people who has actually bought his panic practice. So a lot of people did rock with him. They did. So, um, yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Have you thought about writing a book? Well, yeah, I thought about it. Then I'm like, why? The reason I don't want to write a book, and I finally came to that conclusion. The reason I don't want to write a book is because there's so many books out now. There's so many. That's what the new age section is. You see what I'm saying? Um, I just don't think it's necessary. I mean, Panic wrote a book, that's a good starting point. Um, it's to me, people have shown that interest, the actual interest is just nil, to be quite honest. And I feel like if I'm going to put in work writing a book, I'm going to want people to use it. So the people who do want what I have to share, they do come to me. Like I said, people that watch me and follow me, it's a very specialized audience. It's not like the occult community. It's not like that. See what I'm saying? I'm not down in that. I'm just saying people follow who they resonate with. Okay. Not everybody resonates with me, and that's perfectly fine. A lot of people resonate with Panic. A lot of people resonate with Brother Rich. Okay. And I think his name is Tef, Blue Pill, Red Pill, them two. You see what I'm saying? Everybody has their own little niche. Okay. I honestly don't think, and I'm not putting myself down when I say this, I don't think me writing a book is going to be beneficial if we're going to be honest here. Thank you, Magic. I told my friend to check the Wheel of the Year in Wicca for X and the Scorpio season, meaning of death, but he mocked me. You're right. I let him be. Anybody who mocks you, you know what I'm saying? Anyone who mocks you is not worth your time. Please leave them alone. Especially now, especially after the last 3 years. Any hint at a conversation going left, okay, you're right. Cool. Yeah, I was just going to mention that. We're losing a lot. What's up, Brent Booker? We are losing a lot of people along with, and it's funny, not funny, but it's odd. To me, it's odd. He transitions on the Day of the Dead. And before that, Richard Roundtree passed away. You know, Shaft. That's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Shaft passed. All in the same, right around these two very spiritually significant days. That doesn't seem like odd to anybody. Can't be just me. It can't be. What's going on, Empress KK? Love, peace, and power, brother Kunami. I think you can help people. It would be beneficial. Thank you. I am honored that you said that. I am humbled that you said it. But we'll see. We will see. That's the thing. The market is so saturated right now. Anybody can write a book. Anybody can make a YouTube channel. Anybody can make a TikTok. That's what has saturated the market. And I think that was the plan in the first place. Besides other things. Yeah. Panic transitions on the Day of the Dead. Before him, Richard Roundtree transitions. I'm sure Brother Kunami is going to put these together and decode them. So y'all check out his channel on Telegram. It makes so much sense. The syncs are insane. Yes, exactly. Very odd. Yes, that's just odd as hell to me. Plus the fact that he was young. Panic was, what was he? 55 maybe? 56? I don't know his exact age, but I know he wasn't old. He wasn't old at all. He had the distinct pleasure of being endorsed by Bobby. Bobby Hemmett brought him to a couple lectures and introduced him and was like pretty much passing the torch to him, right? But then Bobby outlives his successor? Really? Anybody seen Bobby lately since his stroke? Anybody actually physically seen him? Of course, I haven't. And I know he lives in Atlanta. And I know Panic brought him on YouTube to speak to people after his stroke. But I haven't seen him. The last picture I even seen of Bobby Hemmett, he was in a Superman outfit. That's the last thing I've seen. And that was a couple years ago. I buy a lot of books and spiritual products on Etsy. Yeah, that especially. Etsy is saturated. You know what I mean? Etsy is saturated. But like I said, the syncs, and like Brother Konami said, the syncs are insane with this. The numbers, the gematria, all that is just like, wow. Okay? So But yeah, I think it was Brent Booker I was talking to, or Anu. I'm sorry, Anu. Yeah, anyone who mocks you and you actually are a person who reads and practices, someone of a low vibration is not worth your time. If someone laughs at you at what you're saying because you're giving an informed opinion, they are not worth your time. Please do something else. It's not worth it. They're coming at you from a level of understanding that's at their feet. What do I mean by that? I mean, that's where your root chakra is. You may be coming from maybe the heart chakra or the throat, or better yet, the crown, and they way down. So they're literally in hell while you are rising to heaven. See the metaphor I put there? Don't waste your time and don't fret. Don't waste your time. Don't even worry about that shit. And true to form, here's what Konami says. He was 55. Okay. 10 plus 1 equal 1. Today is Prodigy's birthday. Absolutely. Also from Queensbridge. And today is Magical Day. Wow. Yeah. Thanks for breaking that down. What's up, brother Caribbean Grimoire? How was it dining with the ancestors? How'd the Vaki gummies turn out? I don't drink. The vodka, I mean, people, I pass them out to my neighbors. My neighbors love them when I make them. I make them for everybody else. I don't take them. You know, I don't drink. So, you know, which is another thing that I wanted to speak about. But yeah, let's get back to this real quick. And again, rest in peace, Brother Panic.
Being a prostitute. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying you know, you have these particular notions and these particular dogmas that set up that you think is everything is going to come a certain way and confined in a certain way. That's the mystery of what is going on here when it comes to this brother. This brother smoked, chain smoked. But I do know one thing about this brother. He was 72 when he passed on 2 weeks ago. Now I do know something about this particular brother. 72 is the 72 there's 72 sons of Ptah, 72 spirits in the Goetia. 72 is a real key aspect. And the other stuff on 72, it's a real key things that goes on 72. So he chose. Huh? The conspirators of Set. And he chose that date to leave. Now, for a chain smoker to live at 72, we do know one thing about him. He used to could heal himself. And he used to tell me, he said, man, he used to tell me this, because what we did was we opened up an office down at Starbucks in the middle of downtown Atlanta. And so everybody who wanted to come see us, we sat around Starbucks and drinking coffee and shooting ideas and knowledge and different things like that. So we became comrades. And people say, well, you want to find Bobby Hemmett or you want to find Seafood Miller, you got to go downtown to the Equitable Building, because that was our office in front of Starbucks for a year in 1998. And at the end of that year, John Henry Clark died, made the transition, and Kwame Ture. And it's interesting, 10 years later to the day, C. Freeman L. makes the transition. But this is what I say about what was important about the 72. We know that he chose this for one reason. He told me that sometime in the late 80s or the early 90s, he said he felt a cataract coming on his eye. And he said, oh man, he said, oh no, I gotta do something. He said he got down there and went into meditation and reversed that. So I do know for a chain smoker that lived to 72, basically what he did is he would heal himself over and over and over again. And I know that he had the magic to do that because he was a part of a Yogananda set.
So, y'all hear what he said here. He said C. Freeman L. always healed himself. Okay. Peace and love, Sister Katrina. Namaste. He said C. Freeman L over and over healed himself. And that's something important that y'all need to do. Learn how to heal yourself. You can come back pretty much from anything. Okay. Come back from anything. All right. Someone asked me recently, why didn't you rock with Panic like that? Well, I got my own lane and I stay in it. It's no disrespect to him. Not at all. Okay. I just do my own thing. That's just me. It's nothing like we was beefing or nothing like that. It's nothing like that. See what I'm saying? You can stay in your own lane and get homage to other people. Okay. That was one of the reasons when I started this channel, I started to bring other practitioners on. Like we can all eat in this field. We can all eat in every field, but particularly this one. Everybody has their own niche. Right? Okay. But learning how to heal yourself and reverse diabetes, cancer, yes, all this is possible. Now, what Bobby Hemmett is saying here is that C. Freeman L did it multiple times, and that he chose to leave on a certain date. All right. Some people do that. They choose to leave. Okay. There's a video out on I don't know if it's on Brother Panic's channel, but there's a video out that his wife did. It's about 15 minutes, and she's giving information on when his wake is going to be, and the circumstances around which he transitioned. If you're interested. Peace, Brother Moore. What's going on? Love Bobby. Listen to him daily. This is what I'm showing y'all a clip of. This is one of his top 10, in my opinion. This is Cosmic Black Magic. He goes for hours giving information. Okay. Do yourself that favor. Make the lectures MP3 so that you can put it on your phone and listen while you do other stuff. Like when you're cleaning the house, or if you're doing a walk or something. Okay. Bobby has put so much information. It is not even funny how much information he puts in his lectures. He has put in his lectures. Okay. One of my absolutely favorite ones is called Black Mystical Agenda. That one is almost 7 hours, nonstop information getting. Okay. Oh, you love that lecture? Yes, that lecture is off the chain. You've been off the grid a couple of days? How was that? How was being off the grid? Oh, by the way, I am going to be on I'm going to be on I don't know if any of you remember her, Reverend Patience. I'm going to be on her channel next month. I can't remember what the day, but as soon as I find out the day, I'll let y'all know. But I'll be on her channel soon. So I need to bring her back here. I love Reverend Patience. I love her vibe, her energy, and her witchiness. I really do rock with Reverend Patience. Y'all remember her? She's a light-skinned woman. I think she lives in Florida. All right. So with that being said, like I said, I have not seen Bobby, physically seen him in a minute. Do we know if he's still here? You know what I mean? Do we really know? And that's not making a mockery of him or anything, but when's the last time anyone's seen him? But if if they have seen him, if anyone has seen him, then that means he would have outlived his successor, which is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. Then again, I seen another video. I seen another video about this woman speaking on Bobby, Pennick, and Linda. So, of course, there's going to be all these conspiracy theories out, or these theories, period, about what happened. And yeah, this learn to discern. Please share the channel. All you gotta do is type Brother Panic in the search box on YouTube. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. Oh, so he is alive per series time media, says Empress KK. Okay. Then yeah, he has outlived his successor. That is absolutely insane to me, y'all. It really is. I don't know what to think of it. I'm still processing all of it. I'm still trying to decode it the best I can. And as soon as I have some information, maybe I'll share it with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But here's something Bobby said about him and how he heals himself.
But they wasn't living 400 years just to be eaten. They was living because they had a spiritual purpose in it. They would have died, the earth would have lost some of that type of mastery of whatever it was that was going to ultimately uplift humanity. So these people had to stay till they could get somebody comparable enough so they could pass on. So he came, I knew he was a part of that system. That was one of his systems that he belonged to, that he had gotten into in the 1960s. So I knew that whenever I heard that, he was dying from cancer or whatever, and within the last couple of months, I said, oh, he just wanted to get the hell up out of Dodge, because I know he knows how to live on this earth or whatever kind of thing like that. I said, because I done figured it out. You see, I done figured it out. Hell, I can heal myself by any concoction of alcohol. You see what I'm saying? Any concoction of alcohol, I can heal myself. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't ask you to try this type of stuff, because you got to be a master of it. But I'm just trying to say, I figured out what it is able to do to keep rolling. You see what I'm saying? And basically, all I'm doing is with the alcohol is I'm just basically taking the 3 sips at night, getting under the music, getting under the LP, the vinyl, and then tapping in, and then letting whatever entity come in and heal you. You see what I'm saying? And heal you. And then I got so bad that the entities actually stopped coming. And then I realized what it was, and then in November, a couple of days before my birthday, I got electrocuted. And I'm not talking about like a shock. I'm talking about I was opening up a stereo receiver, and I bent over and forgot to unplug it. And the capacitor right there where the electricity comes in is a big block in the back of TVs and receiver. That little coil where the electricity comes from the wall. I bent over and I was sweating and they had on no shirt, and the damn shit stuck to my stomach. And I can pull it out. Anybody know what anytime something sticks to you, you are electrocuted. So it stuck to my stomach. And I'm looking down at this thing, and this thing is electrocuting me, and I'm going, wow. Let's see how far this shit goes. Where is this going to take us?
So, in his very humorous fashion, Bobby says he takes 3 shots, not sips, but 3 shots. Bobby said he takes 3 shots every night and go to sleep, listening to vinyl. He said that's how he healed himself. Does it work? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure his followers have tried it. I am sure people are easily led. Easily. I am sure a couple of his followers have tried that. Try to see. I don't know. But my point is, magic is still another tool that you use besides eating right. and your own fluids can help you live long, happy lives. Now, a lot of people saying, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. But what the fuck? Where are you going? You know what I'm saying? You are supposed to be happy. You're supposed to live a happy life while you're here. Why are you rushing? Okay. Yeah, I know. I heard all the, this is a jail, this is a prison, and it got to be other places. But yeah, what if you come back to learn the exact same lessons because you didn't learn first time? You know what I mean? That's just my thinking on it. Oh, you was talking about the sister whose channel you'll be on, not Panics? Reverend Patience. Um, let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, there she is. Reverend Patience. Again, she was on. I had a ball with her on here. This is her channel, Reverend Patience. Um, Bobby was a genius. Yes, favorite uncle, absolutely. Anyone know what age Panic? I think he was 55. I think. Ani Osaru is in contact with Bobby, him, his brother. Okay, yeah. Thanks, Katrina. I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, Bobby's still alive. You know, Bobby's still alive. He has stopped teaching, but he's still here. You know, I'm rarely listen to Panic, but I'm sure he was awesome as well. His he has a he has more videos than I do on his channel. Take a peek. Otucha Teche Ola. Okay. Another grandmaster gone. Yeah. London's dry gin and Canadian whiskey, and he be having me. I need to watch this. What's it called? This is called Cosmic Black Magic. This video is called, the one that I'm doing this live from is Cosmic Black Magic. They become nihilistic. This shit is over. They love saying that Cult of Panic and Bobby. Well, see, I was trying not to say that. I was trying not to say that, but yeah. Take some psychedelics if you want to get out of here. That was a very interesting comment, because, and that was something I was going to bring up. I happened to, as I was preparing for my day today, I happened to walk past the living room and the news was on, which I hate, but my wife tunes into the weather. But anyway, they were saying, can psychedelics help you live longer? I think that's what it was. Improve your mental health. Can psychedelics improve your mental health? That's what they were saying. Okay. They had some doctor on here, some expert, so to speak. And I'm thinking to myself, they tried this in the 60s. They tried to make it public knowledge in the 60s. Okay. The guy who wrote Cosmic Trigger, Robert Anton Wilson, was doing experiments with LSD in a controlled environment. Now, this is what this doctor said today. He said, well, yeah, in a controlled environment, blah, blah, blah. But yet and still, they were persecuting people like Robert Anton Wilson and his teacher, Timothy Leary, back in the 60s. Look it up. They put him in jail for writing a book. You know what I'm saying? Now, everything is interesting. Everything is being revealed now. Everything. Yes, psychedelics can improve your mental health. Absolutely. Plus the supplements that I told y'all, DMAE, Huperzine A. Okay. That's very possible. There are yogis who can do that too. Yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. So let's continue with Bobby. Where was I? Oh yeah. Okay. I think I'm in the right place. How is that? Doesn't make any sense. Give me a second, y'all. I'm trying to get to a certain spot here. That's what I thought. Some of my bitch. All right. I'm where I need to be. All right.
He said God, generator, operator, and destroyer. And my brother, because I had a brother a year older than me and a brother a year younger, we all took his class on the first level, some of the first students. So my brother went into, so the first thing they did was, when he went into the coma, he said, don't resuscitate me. So the first thing they did is they hooked his ass up to the doggone machine. Because the state, the people were like, okay, he on this state thing, we're going to get this money from the state. So that probably kept on there 2-3 months. So my brother went in and said, generator, operator, destroyer. And the whole thing flatlined. The whole thing flatlined. And then it came back up. So what happened was, that was him telling him, yo, I'm where I'm supposed to be, and letting him know that he actually was hearing him say these things. You see, hearing him say these things. So, in so many words, we have an actual, we have an actual master that's going on that particular level. You see what I'm saying?
All right, so he says C. Freeman L. say I'm where I need to be. All right, so don't y'all find it interesting that no one who has transitioned has any desire to come back? We have no evidence of anyone coming back saying just how good it is over there. You see what I'm saying? Look at the movie Soul. That movie, I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I watched the movie Soul with Jamie Foxx. You know, that's a reasonable facsimile of what the Ascended Masters said about life after death. You have a soul contract, okay? You agreed to come here for a specific time, all right? If you don't fulfill that contract, your ass is coming back. You know what I'm saying? But no one, we don't know of a single soul, so to speak, that has come back and told us how green the pastures are over there. Don't y'all find that interesting? That what Bobby just said, they were trying to bring him back, C. Freeman L. And C. Freeman L. said, no, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Don't it seem like all the masters have gotten tired of being here? Now, I don't know what panic, I don't follow them, so I don't know. Okay, but don't you think all of this is just, I can't say coincidental, synchronistic? Can certain sounds heal you? Absolutely. Try certain binaural beats, try a Tibetan singing bowl. Okay, yes, the healing powers of sound. Okay, remember, sound was the very first thing here. Okay, there are certain frequencies that can heal you. All right, certain frequencies. Yes, you should be preparing for the next life. Yes, you should also be preparing to live here while you're here. Okay, your memories wipe when you come here. So you start off as a baby learning everything all over again, not remembering where you came from. Okay, you feel a certain soul contract. All right, there's a movie or a clip called, I think it's called The Volunteers. Is it The Volunteers? Yep, The Volunteers, about 14 minutes long. I don't believe I can show it because they'll get me for a copyright strike. I'm sure they will, you know. But The Volunteers, check that out. It's 15 minutes long. Bobby was underrated. He absolutely has always been underrated. His mother had His mother had her children back to back. His mother had her children back to back. Oh, you're talking about Bobby. Okay, okay. Somebody or something is taking out the OGs of the Black spiritual. It seems that way. You think Soul was good, but it could have been better? Please. I'm not trying to be funny. Please tell me how that could have been better. I'm very curious. Might be overthinking it. There's a lot that goes on that we don't know. We can only speculate on what health issues somebody might have had. Okay? We don't know what they were dealing with. People don't come on here and say any physical ailments that they have. So we can only speculate. You know? So is it somebody really taking the OGs out? Or are they dealing with something else? Or was their soul contract up? We don't know. Okay? We really just do not know. I think I want to show this last clip. All right, this is it right here.
Now one of the keys is he always would give one of the texts that he used to give his student was called a Kabbalion. See if I can find this thing. These are Moorish seals. These are Moorish seals. What these are called the clavicles or talismans of Solomon. It was translated by a guy named MacGregor Mathers. But they always would go and say, well, we don't know, they just appeared in Europe. Anytime you hear something appearing and they can trace anything back, they fucking with dinosaurs and fossils. And they can trace things back to all kind of little hominid man and all these particular things. But all of a sudden now, when something appears in Europe and they don't know what it is, it means that they don't want you to know what it is. So these seals that was translated in the late 1800s by MacGregor Mathers are actually the seals of the Moors, the talismans of the Moors. And I got it's about maybe about 20 of them, and I got some over there for $5. These talismans of the Moorish seals. So this is science that we're digging up that in actuality, when the Moors was in Europe, this is the type of stuff that they was teaching the Europeans in those major universities. You see, they call it clavicles of Solomon, but these are the Moorish seals. You see, these are the Moorish seals. And they also these have the Hebrew writing. They had some with Arabic. They would have some with Hebrew. They would have some with English. They would have several ones. These are the ones that was, the reason why these survived, because whatever those particular Kabbalistic scholars of the Hebrew people that was taught this, they preserved them. So we do have the Hebraic seals from the Moorish educational system. The Arab, probably they burn them, and they're probably still holding on to the British or the English. But these are the Hebraic seals. But what happened was, whenever you hear these things mysteriously appears, that means that they're trying to hide the Moorish history. Now, if you could ever go on the thing, this is probably one of the most important books on the Moors ever written. Because this particular book is the only book that links the Moorish science with the occult that we don't have to guess. The only thing they do, they got an extraordinary book, and they can write the extraordinary book, and the only thing they got to do is just not mention the name Moor. The name Moor. They'll say Suf or Sufi, woolly-haired one, documented in this book. Or they will say Camelot. King Arthur's Camelot, new lot of Cam, new lot of Kemet. And it wasn't Britain. The Moors had seen it in the future, and it was America. And a people in the future.
So the book he's talking about now is The Golden Age of the Moors. If you try to buy that book, it's going to cost you over $600. It is a paperback. Okay. Anytime you see a book that costs that much money, try your best to get that book. They're hiding something. Okay. And just like he said, the Moors, the talismans of Moors are the King Solomon's. They did hide a lot of the Moorish history and Moorish manuscripts. That's where a lot of grimoires come from, Moorish manuscripts. That is one that I'm wearing, what he was showing y'all. That is my Jupiter talisman, the fourth pentacle of Jupiter. Okay. Don't remember which one this is. This might be the first pentacle and then the fourth pentacle of Jupiter. I wear my Jupiter talismans on Thursdays. All right. They come from this particular book right here, The Greater Key of Solomon. All right. The Greater Key of Solomon. Okay. Every, say, 7 pentacles consecrated to Saturn, 7 pentacles consecrated to Jupiter, consecrated to Mars, to the Sun, to Venus, to Mercury, and to the Moon. Okay. Every planet has its talismans. This is the first pentacle. This is the second, the third, and then the fourth. Okay. You go to the Sun, same thing. First, second, third, fourth. Okay. This is the Greater Key of Solomon. All right. The Greater Key of Solomon. Part 2. Let's say part 2. Okay. Get that book if you don't have it. This is one of the ones that I teach in I think Kabbalistic Magic and Witchcraft. I think that's the one. Who was Panic? Panic was the teacher. I thought it was good, but I became bored on many parts of the movie, but the plot definitely resonated with me. Okay, gotcha. Understood. Kundalini work grants you a certain type of immortality when you die and incarnate back here with memories of your past life. That's another thing that you should be working on. Remember I said, whenever I am being put under, I try to hold on to my consciousness. It's a way of me practicing when I depart here. What you want to do, one of the goals that you want to do is to take your memories with you, take your consciousness with you. Okay. Don't just leave. Take your consciousness and your memories with you. Remember, I directed a lot of y'all to the series Lost, in particular, the last season, season 6. They go into this deeply. Okay. Again, I find that a lot of people are just not interested. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just not interested. But that is one of the goals, for you to take your consciousness and your memories, everything, the love you have for people, onto your next life. Okay? Think about it. You gotta go through all these hoops to remember past lives. All right? You gotta go to certain people for past life regression, or to a therapist that's gonna hypnotize you so you can remember past lives. Why is it so difficult to remember remember past lives? You've been here before. Why can't you remember the life before this one? Right? There's a reason. Okay? I know a thing or two, but it's crazy that I've been drawn to the keys, but I didn't know they were associated to the Moors. Man, it's making sense. I'm telling you, that book is crazy expensive. It's ridiculous. I tried to buy it, right? I tried to buy it and thought I got it for a good price. I think I paid maybe $30 for it, right? When I got the book, it wasn't the golden age of the Moors. It was the golden trade of the Moors, not the same book. I was pissed because I thought I had happened upon a bargain. Okay. Why would they be selling a paperback for that much money? Come on. $600 for a paperback book? Dora Pauls. Makes no sense, man. Makes no sense. Get your hands on it if you can, though. Okay. Um, Psychedelics, just like they said, there's a couple that can actually help improve your mental health. That's what the ancients did. They fuck with psychedelics. They really did. Nowadays, they're just using it for recreational fun. All right. Like salvia. Back in the day, it was banned. You couldn't take it. I took salvia a couple times and I remember laughing a lot. I remember my consciousness opening very wide, but it wasn't long. You know what I mean? It wasn't long at all. So, yeah, psychedelics. Don't forget the book Cosmic Trigger. I recommend. When I was first coming into my spiritual journey, that was one of the first books that I read, besides the one on witchcraft. It's Cosmic Trigger. Okay. See the things that they're hiding from you, right? You tried to watch Lost. You gonna give it another shot? Okay. Nope, I am aiming for Oblivion. I will agree with Cypher from the Matrix. I don't want to know nothing. I need the source to reabsorb me. That's possible too. That's totally possible. I have a lot of different versions of the Greater Key of Solomon book. Get S. Aldame version. Okay. Hey, whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. And Ivan Van Sertima. The Golden Age of the Moor costs $267.81. It is ridiculously high. $267. Yeah. Ivan Van Sertima. He also wrote another book that you should get. It's called Cosmic Memory. Bobby has endorsed that particular book also. Know what I mean? All right, so that's going to do it for me today. Hopefully y'all got something out of this live here. Again, rest in peace to Brother Panic. Smooth transition. Rest in peace to Richard Roundtree. I mean, so many men wanted to be him back in the day. And I mean, we just watched Shaft not too long ago. I will see y'all all next time. Thank y'all for joining me. Enjoy the rest of the day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. And I will see y'all next time. I am the one and only Magick La Croix. I'll see y'all next time. As I greet you in peace. Namaste.